2FA, the shocking truth about two-factor authentication. True cybercrime story. Why you need two-factor authentication now. The first sign of trouble was silence. The kind of silence that doesn't settle. It smothers. Inside a mid-sized accounting firm nestled in the heart of Chicago, 7:48 a.m. on a Wednesday, the senior partner, Evelyn Marsh, stared at her monitor. It was frozen. Odd, but not unheard of. She sipped her coffee, reached for the mouse, and clicked. Nothing. Her calendar wouldn't load. Then the email client blinked, closed, reopened, closed again. Her assistant, Ryan, stepped in with a puzzled look. "Hey, I can't access the client portal. Did we change the password?" Down the hall, the office intern, Jasmine, blinked as her inbox emptied itself. One by one, emails disappeared right before her eyes. No alarms, no flashing red screens, just systems dissolving. 3 minutes later, Evelyn's phone buzzed. A single message. "Your files have been encrypted. Pay $120,000 in crypto or lose everything." No sign-off, no instructions, just a Bitcoin address. She reread it, once, twice. Her heart thudded in her chest. She wasn't tech-savvy, but this wasn't just a glitch. Someone was inside. By 8:04 a.m., the firm's digital skeleton had been stripped bare. No backups, no client records, no payroll data, just silence. That's how it started. This isn't fiction. It's a real story. A true cyber attack that began with a single click and changed everything. One email, opened by one employee, without a second layer of verification. A small, almost invisible lapse. No two-factor authentication. No additional security questions. No warning signs. Over the next few minutes, you'll enter a world that most people never see. The hidden battleground where hackers roam freely and companies fall like dominoes. You'll follow the trail of this attack back to its origin. You'll meet the people who tried to stop it, the ones who paid the price, and the ones who engineered it with chilling precision. We'll ask the hard questions. Who was behind it? How did they get in? And how can a single factor, something as small as an extra 6-digit code, be the thin line between safety and catastrophe? Because by the end of this video, you'll understand why two-factor authentication isn't optional anymore. The building was older, elegant but vulnerable. The firm catered to legacy clients, retirees, old money, a few tech-averse millionaires who still preferred physical statements mailed in cream-colored envelopes. Their digital transformation had been slow. Their IT guy was part-time. Their email system was built on outdated servers patched together with good intentions and outdated software licenses. The attacker had been watching them for weeks. Her name online was Nick's Whisper, and she was patient. Working from a rented apartment in Eastern Europe, she wasn't what Hollywood imagined. No neon-lit basement or angry fingers hammering keyboards. Just a quiet girl in her late 20s, calm, unreadable, and methodical. She had been scanning LinkedIn profiles. Evelyn's firm had just announced a new hire, Jasmine, the intern. Eager, young, still learning. Her work email was now public. Nick's Whisper sent her a simple message. Subject, "Welcome to the team." Inside, a spoof link disguised as an onboarding document. Jasmine clicked. Nothing seemed to happen. But in that moment, just under 200 milliseconds, Nick's Whisper's malware embedded itself. It bypassed the outdated antivirus with ease. No two-factor authentication stood in its way. The attacker had access. Not full control, not yet, but a foothold, a shadow under the door. For a week, she sat inside the network, watching, mapping drives, identifying key users, finding the firm's weak points. She discovered the accounting software didn't require two-factor authentication either. Even admin passwords were shared by email. She built custom ransomware, tailored, elegant, fast. And then, on the 7th day, she executed the payload. The encryption was brutal. No files were deleted. They were simply locked, irretrievably. Names turned to gibberish. QuickBooks files, tax records, legal contracts. Gone in an instant, unless the firm paid. In panic, Evelyn called their IT contractor. He rushed in, but there was nothing he could do. The backups were online and had been encrypted, too, without a second layer of defense. The firm had been naked the whole time. By 10:17 a.m., the FBI had been notified, but without leads, there was little they could do. No IP addresses that weren't masked by proxies. No digital fingerprints. Just a faceless extortionist in the dark, demanding crypto in exchange for salvation. At Quantus EC, a private cybersecurity firm in Virginia, an analyst named Matteo saw the breach alert in a cross-industry threat feed. The ransomware signature matched a string they'd seen 2 months ago, a variant known as Banshee 3. Quiet, devastating, rare. Most experts believed it was distributed by a small but elite crew known as Obsidian Artery, a group operating out of Belarus, sometimes linked to nation-state actors, sometimes just solo mercenaries. Matteo leaned in. Something felt off. Obsidian Artery usually targeted governments or healthcare providers, not mid-sized accounting firms. Was this a copycat, a rogue operator, or something else? He pulled logs from previous Banshee 3 attacks. One stood out, a law firm in Atlanta, 2 months prior. Same tactics, same ransom note, different Bitcoin wallet. Could the same hacker be using disposable wallets and targeting vulnerable legacy firms across the Midwest? Matteo drafted a digital fingerprint comparison and submitted it to a federal contact. The FBI took notice. Quietly, they had been tracking Obsidian Artery for over a year. Back in Chicago, Evelyn stood in the ruins of her office. She was considering paying. Clients were already calling. Tax season was 2 weeks away. The reputational damage was growing by the hour. The Bitcoin amount had doubled overnight, now $240,000. And then a single folder was decrypted. It was a sample, proof that the hacker could reverse the damage. Attached was a warning. You have 24 hours. After that, the rest is gone forever. Inside the FBI Chicago field office, a digital forensics agent named Laura Chin stared at the message. She hated these kinds of cases. The personal nature, the violation. There was rarely justice. Most times, the attacker vanished before they even arrived. But this time, there was something odd. She noticed the Bitcoin wallet used had been partially reused in a Russian darknet forum transaction 3 days prior for the purchase of a digital certificate stolen from a defunct Canadian startup. A lead, she issued a subpoena to a crypto exchange for metadata. The digital trail began to unravel. Through smart contracts and show wallets, a thin thread emerged, a tiny mistake. One of the wallets had been accessed through a Tor exit node that had been temporarily logged by an intelligence partner. Not enough for an arrest, but enough to pinpoint a cluster of users. One matched a known alias, Nick's Whisper. Interpol issued a soft red notice. Not public, just enough to quietly flag her movements. But she didn't run. She didn't even blink. Instead, she targeted another firm, an architecture firm in Detroit. Same attack, same script, but this time, the firm had two-factor authentication, and that changed everything. The phishing link failed to execute. The login attempt from her spoof portal triggered an alert. The victim received a strange 2FA code on their phone, even though they hadn't logged in. Suspicious, they reported it. Their IT team caught the breach attempt early, blocked the IP, changed credentials, alerted the cybersecurity community. Nick's Whisper had failed. In the world of cybercrime, that's rare. Hackers usually don't miss. But two-factor authentication, just 6 digits from an authenticator app, was enough to break the chain. Back in Chicago, Evelyn made her decision. She wouldn't pay. The FBI advised against it. And thanks to Quantus EC, she found a partial recovery tool. It didn't save everything, but it saved enough. Her firm suffered. They lost clients. Their reputation bruised. But they survived. Laura Chen's investigation was folded into a broader federal task force. The hunt for Nick's Whisper continues. Some believe she's a lone actor. Others say she's part of something larger, an emerging network of freelancers for hire trading digital chaos for crypto. The truth may never be known, but what we do know is this. The attackers didn't need brute force. They didn't need millions in funding or Hollywood-level tech. They just needed one thing: access. And without two-factor authentication, access was simple. Frighteningly simple. This isn't just about firms or organizations. It's about you, your bank account, your email, your cloud storage, your identity. All of it, just a password away from being compromised. Unless you have that second step, that barrier, that moment of pause that can stop a hacker cold. In this case, the absence of two-factor authentication nearly destroyed a business. In another case, its presence saved one. The choice is clear. Cybercrime doesn't knock. It doesn't announce itself. It creeps in through the cracks, hidden in friendly messages and trusted names. It waits, and when it strikes, it leaves ruin. Think about your own life. Right now, how many of your logins are protected by more than just a password? If someone tried to log into your email this very second, would you know? Would you stop them? Or would your screen freeze and your silence begin? Thank you for watching Cybercrime Exposed Files, unmasking the dark side of the digital world. If this story made you rethink your own digital security, subscribe now and share this video with someone you care about. And tell us in the comments, would you know if someone was already inside your system?